And we are live. All kinds of craziness going on here. Welcome to another episode of the MetaComix Podcast. I am your host, Mike, and I am joined by the awesome three known as, introduce yourselves.
Alec.
Josh.
Isabell.
And when our powers combine, we are not Captain Planet. So, anyway, before we get...
Man.
But if we were, I want to be the power of parts.
Captain Planet.
Yeah, let's not even go there. That's one of the worst 90s cartoons ever.
Worse? What are you talking about? That was the best.
No. Before we get into the big stuff with the show here tonight, I want to kind of talk about what's going to be coming out on the channel here soon. We got some new stuff cooking, some new series and things. So, Alec, why don't we start with you? You got some stuff up right now, don't you?
Yeah, I actually just released my new series, Fact or Fiction. If you haven't checked it out, go ahead and check it out after this podcast. And I actually have another series coming out called In 2 Minutes, where I give you a brief description of a superhero or superhero organization in less than or equal to 2 minutes.
Nice.
And,
I like the equal to.
Uh-huh. And I also have a video coming out, the beginning of our What If series. And
Awesome.
I'll get into that whenever that comes around.
Sweet. What about you, Isabell?
Her computer's freezing, apparently. She just texted me.
Well, we will come back to her later then. So, Josh, you're still working on your stuff, right?
Yes, the Valiant stuff, and then eventually after I finally get my Valiant stuff out, I'll also do some other indie stuff with Image and Boom and probably Dynamite. Although I have not read pretty much anything from Dynamite ever, I don't think.
Awesome. That sounds good. And while I think Isabel's back now, at least for the moment, technical difficulties always happen. It's no big deal. So, Isabell, what are you working on?
I finished the 2 minutes video for the Super Family. I'm going to work on Blue Beetle later tomorrow. And I'm going to start working on Superman Truth.
Sweet. Awesome. And as for me, I've got another episode of Digging Deeper coming out soon. I'm actually putting it together right now. And I'm also working on essential reads for Ant-Man to kind of get everybody geared up for Ant-Man in the next few weeks. So look for those two things coming around. Now, before we get into the show, we have one more thing to do here, and that's talk with our new sponsor. So I'd like to introduce my special guest and let him talk about what it is he does and what his company can do for you. So take it away, Hank.
Is this thing on? Hello? Hello? This is Hank Hill from Strickland Propane. I sell propane and propane accessories to meet all your propane needs. And, well, I'm gonna let my son, adopted, named Wilson, tell you a little bit about our business. Take it away, son.
So hi everybody. So this week on propane sales, we have 50 cases of propane. Get 20 free. Just for any parties you might be throwing. It's the 4th of July. Everybody likes barbecuing.
What are you talking about, boy?
I'm just.
Now listen. Talk about the propane.
Okay. So our propane, it's top quality. It's I use the same kind of propane to blow up big the other day.
God's sake! All right, that boy ain't right. I swear.
Father.
Anyway, just stop on by Strickland Propane and make sure to pick up some propane and propane accessories. Yeah. All right.
Okay. Get off the air. Get off the air.
Get out of here, guys.
All right. Okay. What a weirdo.
That was interesting.
What a couple
It
of weird
very
guys.
much was.
Thank you to Strickland Propane for giving us absolutely no money and for
Shout-outs.
taking up some of our time. So anyway, Alec, how about you talk about this little segment we call Superhero Conversations?
Okay, so in this segment, in this new and ridiculous segment, we are going to be acting as some of your and some of ours favorite superheroes, dealing with their day-to-day lives and awkward situations. So, starting up, how about we do a skit where two heroes go on a blind date.
And
Right.
those two heroes are going to be Captain America, that's yours truly, and Aquaman, who is Josh. So yeah, if you already are thinking that's going to be an awkward one, it probably is. All right, I'm going to start the timer here, Josh, and we will go. Captain America, Aquaman, set up on a blind date. Excuse me, sir. I think you're sitting in my seat.
I don't even know. Crap. I mean, I went completely blank for that right there.
Well, that happens to me every once in a while too, sir. I'm just still trying to figure out why you're sitting at my table. You see the shield, right? So you know who I am. I'm assuming you know, but Captain America. Okay. Well, anyway, I was supposed to meet a blonde named Sharon, and she was supposed to be at this table. This is table 14, right? Excuse me.
No.
Sir. This is table 14.
No. I was supposed to meet a blonde named Stephanie.
So, not at table 14.
Yes. Do you not see the trident?
Oh, that's just. Why are you carrying a pitchfork, sir?
That's the trident.
Well, call it what you want,
it's
but back in my day, that was a. Well, back in my day, that was a pitchfork.
No, it's a sign of my royalty. You know, the king of the ocean.
King of the
Do you
ocean.
need me to tell you one of my adventures, good sir?
So wait a minute. What's your name again?
Hold on, sir. I am the king of the ocean. Let me tell you of one of my adventures. I call this one the tale of Batman and Aquaman fighting the shark of doom.
Wait. Hold on. Are you Aquaman? Yes. You're Aquaman?
Yes.
You're the guy that
Yes,
everybody.
I am Aquaman.
You're the guy from all the memes online. Oh yeah, the internet. What is it? Tony was showing me the internet and how I could kind of get caught up on stuff through there because I took a nap in an iceberg for 70 years.
Who
So
would dare make fun of the king of the ocean?
well, it's like you kind of do have a strange power set. I mean, it's it's water based, so you're pretty much useless without water. I mean, well. Anyway, that's besides the point. Where is Sharon? And you say you're looking for Stephanie. So wait a minute. Who set you up on this date? Because I think there's something wrong here.
Some guy named Tony.
That
Guy
son
named
of a-
Tony.
I think Tony pulled a good one on us there, pal. Yeah. Well, this is awkward. Might as well buy you a drink. You do drink, right? Like, I'm assuming because you like water. Right?
But of course.
Okay. Well, then might as well make the best of it then.
Magic elixir.
And that's our 3 minutes.
That was
A blonde named Stephanie.
a blonde named Stephanie and a blonde named Sharon.
Mm-hmm. Y'all
Somewhere
had
out there, there's
some-
two ladies.
Well, no, see, because he's Steven. He's Steve, Stephanie.
Yeah, nice.
That's why it took you so long to think of that.
Yeah. I just went completely blank.
I hate it when
All
that
right.
happens.
So
All right.
for our next segment, we're gonna switch it to a situation that nobody wants to be in, where they have to call tech support. That person being none other than the Dark Knight himself, Batman, calling Stephanie. I mean, not Stephanie Brown.
Stephanie Brown?
Barbara Gordon, Batgirl. Alrighty, so just get the timer
go.
ready.
Let's go, I got this.
All right, I'll tell you guys when. Go.
What's going on?
This is IT tech support. How may I assist you?
Yes, I just got this computer yesterday and it won't turn on.
Sir, you sound a little gruffled. Are you okay?
I'm Batman.
Sure, sir. Everyone who calls with a deep voice is the
I'm
Batman.
the Batman.
Are you sure you're the Batman?
Dark Knight of Gotham. The city this hero the city needs.
Are you sure? Because I've
Positive.
met Batman, and you don't sound like Batman.
I'm Batman.
Okay, so what is your issue, sir?
This computer, $250 million, does not work. Alfred doesn't know what's wrong with it. I mean, the Bat Butler doesn't know what's wrong with it.
Have you tried turning it off and turning it back on
Of
again?
course I tried turning it on at all. It's saying I need a Adobe. What is Adobe? Who is Adobe? And why are they hacking my system?
Adobe is not hacking your system, sir. May I have your name, please? Because just calling you sir has been too complicated, and I will
My name
not
is
accept Batman as an answer. I won't accept
Batman.
Batman as an answer.
My name's Dick Grayson.
Sir, I'm dating Dick Grayson, and I don't believe that you are Dick Grayson.
My name's Jason Todd.
Okay, Mr. Todd. Because that's the only thing that sounds reasonable. You need to go into your Wi-Fi, figure it all out, get it connected.
What is this Wi-Fi?
Okay, there's a little button at the bottom of your screen, sir, and it has 5 bars ascending, like the AT&T bars.
Oh,
And that's filled.
no. I changed that to the symbol of a bat. I have
did you
very
change
bad
that?
batception down here.
Sir, there's no such thing as batception.
What are you talking about?
There's only called Wi-Fi or the Ethernet. You're probably on the Wi-Fi.
How do I get to
Seeing
the
as you have a butler.
Do I open a boom tube?
No, you don't open a
I know
booby
the
tube.
Justice League! Just tell me what I need to know!
Sir, you need to calm
Tell
down.
me what I want to hear!
I will not assist you until you calm down.
I'm sorry. How do I get on the internet? What's so funny?
Okay, have you changed your bat signal back to the bars?
Yes, they are bars now.
Okay,
Bat
you're going to
bars.
click it. You're going to
Yes.
click your bat bars since you're strangely, psychotically obsessed with bats.
It's not working.
With your mouse, sir. With your mouse.
Time.
Your mouse.
Oh man.
I'm Dick Grayson. Okay.
Do you know how hard it is to laugh without breathing? Oh man, that's too much.
Oh my goodness.
All right, that was a good one.
Your bat butler.
Yeah, I changed it to a bat. Because that's totally something Batman would actually do.
Okay, so for our last segment, we're going to bring all these superheroes in after a long day of superheroing, and for some of them, swimming around in the ocean, to the bar, just to unwind and relax and wallow in their sorrows. But they're all getting texts. The love of their lives, Mara, Dick Grayson, whatever Captain America is in love with. and-
Sharon Carter.
Wait, hold on. Is Dick Grayson for Barbara or is Dick Grayson for Batman?
Ooh.
Okay,
Dick
for
Grayson's
Barbara.
for Barbara.
And
Okay.
Rachel.
for Batman. I'll text them
I feel
saying
like Batman should lose one of his Robins rather than
Alfred is
Girl.
taking a vacation.
There you go. He lost Alfred.
Yeah, so he has to do his own laundry and stuff.
Exactly. Okay,
What do you even
and
know how?
they're all saying that they need some time off. So let's do it, guys.
All right.
All right, I'm starting the timer now. Well, ladies and gentlemen, how's your day going?
Who are you, this little rat?
My lovely mirror left me.
Hey, it's okay, man. It's okay.
I know how you feel, useless hero. Sharon and Peggy, Lost them both.
She said she was left. She said she was leaving me for a real ocean master. His name is Namor. Nam. He has wings on his feet, man. Wings. What kind of ocean king needs his wings?
Well,
At least you weren't left for some orange bimbo who has like no clothes on. Okay.
and if it makes you
I
feel
haven't
any
washed
better,
them all, everybody. I have to clean up after myself.
You have nothing to talk about, Batman. You have
Who are you
nothing.
talking to, Batgirl? I loved him.
He's coming back still. At
In
least
2
you're
weeks,
coming
Barbara.
back.
I mean, Batgirl. In
Terrence
2
is
weeks.
on your own.
look, 2 weeks of your own laundry is not that hard, Batman.
I have a
Batman.
lot of bat laundry, though.
I could come and help you with that. It's not a big deal, man.
I'm sorry, we don't have washboards here, old man.
Yo, Cap,
Look.
it's not even worth it. If anything, I'd say Aquaman should do it. He's the one that can manipulate water and stuff.
Aquaman, can you do that?
I still remember our first adventure together.
I remember. We were battling a shark. It was a beautiful shark. It reminded me so much of him. Of Alfred.
Hey, you guys hold on a second. I'm gonna get a drink here. You know what? I got a feeling this drink's gonna taste a lot like freedom. You know, I don't need Sharon. I still got my shield and my Avengers.
I don't have anyone anymore.
You have
At least you
me.
have people.
You have me.
Why does no one understand me?
Who
No one
invited
cares
him?
about Aquaman. No one cares.
Who invited him?
No one ever listens to Aquaman.
And we're still not.
Wait, I'm sorry. Is Aquaman's here?
Just-
Hey, you were talking about Namor. I know that guy, and I can tell you he's a pretty big douche. So I think it's only a matter of time before she comes back to you, man. I think you can relax a little.
How about Alfred?
Alfred will be
You ju-
back to you, Bruce.
What do I do in the meantime?
You just need to buck up, soldier. That's what you need to do. Today is not the day to go quietly into the night, Batman. You have work to do. Gotham
Right.
needs a savior.
You're
And it's you.
Star-spangled guy.
See, all of you guys still have a purpose in life. I have no purpose. I'm left all alone.
It's okay. I hear that Starfire is really into Red Hood. Red Hood now, so he'll be back for you.
But he still left me for her. Why? I'm not going to take him back after I've been left.
You're a woman. Yes, you will.
Oh wait, left you for that Starfire girl.
Yes!
I can understand that.
I can
Aquaman,
understand it too.
No one's asking for your
I didn't-
opinion.
I didn't want to say anything, but I dated the orange girl last year before me and Sharon started the thing, so I could totally see what he sees in
So-
it.
Everyone here has had a piece of freaking Starfire. I'm never going to let you do that.
It's not your fault that you can't compare. Wait, that came out wrong. And time.
Stop. I'll drink to that.
Does everyone? Oh wait, he left you for Starfire. Oh, okay. Cool.
Never mind.
Never. It totally makes sense now. I
What
get
are
it.
you doing?
God.
Oh,
Oh my goodness. I need to go calm down my throat now.
Drink some water?
Aquaman, you got me?
I think you're gonna need to guzzle some honey after that one, man. That's about the only thing that
Man.
saves the vocal cords.
Totally should have gone with Guy Gardner.
Oh my god!
You should have.
You have been kicked off? The
Next
first
time.
thing we would have done is just bite.
Next time,
Next time, yep.
you poosers.
All right, so switching gears here, we're going to start talking about some comics, what our pick of the week was. So we will start with Josh this week. Josh.
Oh,
was your pick of the week?
awesome. I get to go first. My pick of the week was Flash 41. Of course, shocker, right? Well, it's really cool because it's Professor Zoom finally. You see him at the end of 40, but like one page pretty much, and you see him back now finally, not the weird armored verse Flash. So it starts off a little bit ahead of what time actually is. with Flash fighting some big guy whose name I can't recall right now. Some big rhino-looking guy, but he's green instead of gray. And as Flash is running, being like, "Oh yeah, that's how I like my villains, big and dumb," you see Professor Zoom going much faster than him, and just pretty much Flash is pretty much standing still in comparison to Professor Zoom, and Zoom is just talking crap, talking about how he hates him and he can't wait to kill him pretty much, but he's gonna wait because he has that kind of patience. And Flash sees him barely, and that throws him off, so then he gets punched in the face by the big rhino guy whose name I still can't remember. Then, of course, it comes back to normal time, and first thing you see is you see Barry Allen in the shower getting scared by a rat, which is completely understandable because his new roommate apparently has a pet rat.
Oh.
Rats are gross, dude. Rats are gross.
Yeah.
They're almost better.
And then so it's, a little bit interesting, whatever. You see has a new roommate since he's no longer living with his ex, since his future self ruined that. And then he goes to visit his dad in prison, telling him how he has like new evidence or whatever, and he knows that he didn't kill his mother. This really kind of throwback to the show right here. Like, you pretty much see this exact scene in the show. And then after that, you see his dad walking away and talking to some of the other criminals that the Flash has put away and stuff. Like, what's his name?
I don't know. You tell me.
So I'm trying to remember his name right now. The guy with the cards. Double Down. There you go.
Oh, okay.
Him and Double Down started getting a little bit of a fight behind the bars and stuff, but the correctional officer breaks it up and stuff, and you see him go back into his cell with his cellmates, who are Mogul, Black Mold, and Girder, and he's asking them for help because he now knows that the man in yellow is back. So, because apparently he knows who that is at this point. He's not ignorant to that. And then you have Barry back at the police station, and he's finding out that the big rhino guy is breaking into the bank. So you see him going to go do that now, after you already saw him fight him. So then you actually see him do all the fighting and kick his butt, and then you come back. And then the interesting part that really sold it to me was you go back to his dad in the prison, who's faking a heart attack because he's doing a prison break with his cellmates. So he's faking a heart attack, and you have Girder pulling in the cell officer, and then like he's just like, "Oh, I'm sorry, by the way, I don't want to hurt you, whatever." Then they break out, and it's just like, and you see Girder being like, they're trying to charge the cops because he's the big metal guy, and he's just like, "Of course, different gang, same crap. You got to deal with Girder. Please let them shoot you with their guns." Because it's just like, yeah, you're metal. It's not going to kill you. But he's like, it still stings like hell. And then nobody asks if he's okay. He's just like, yeah, I'm fine, guys. Thanks. And then finally, it's just you see his dad, Barry's dad, standing at the head of the boat, being like, we have to take care of this. He can't hurt my son, pretty much. So it has me really interested to see what's going to be happening next. It's really good comeback point and really good jump on point for everybody because there's not really much you need to know right now that happened in the first 40 issues. It's a really good jump on point. So,
and it sounds like, since you were talking about how there's a lot of elements from the show in there, like if you're a fan of the show, you'll probably just fit right into the
definitely
as far as what you know.
Definitely.
Awesome, great. Isabell, pick of the week.
My pick of the week is Superman Truth, and this issue overall, it was okay. I liked it because it's basically in the starting point from like everything. The art for me was kind of iffy because it's just how it was drawn. It was weird. That's my only upset about it. But when we start off, it's Superman sitting on like a plane, just chilling it, telling everyone's like, well, things have happened. This is what happened. So apparently, someone got a hold of Clark's phone number and started texting him, telling him, it's like, hey, I have some information you want. Go to this address, and you're going to get, like, a biggest scoop that you've had in a while. And so him and Jimmy just had to go over. And we find someone who's in charge of Homeland Security going into, like, a big power plant where it's, like, a metallic spider that's a 3D printer at the same time.
What?
And so, yeah, it's weird. But you don't actually see it till it's fighting Superman, which is weird. Like, they can print, like, huge tanks just out of nothing, advanced technology, and the general's like, okay, I feel you. Okay, I can get into this. I can hop aboard.
Hold on. Before you continue, I'm sorry, I gotta stop you. Don't you guys just love comics? Giant body doubles as a 3D printer. Only in comics. I love it.
Absolutely.
That's yeah.
I'm sorry, Isabell. Continue.
You're good. And then Jimmy and Clark end up showing up, and then they're sneaking around. Jimmy, what bothered me about this little part is that Jimmy was taking pictures with his cell phone. Cell phones take good pictures, but not well enough where you can put them in the newspaper. So I'm just like, shame on you, Jimmy.
Well, does he have that Nokia phone? Because that there's a phone that takes like 24 megapixel pictures.
It looks like an iPhone.
That's the same as my DSLR, so.
It looks like an iPhone.
Oh, okay then.
Okay, then they're going through all of it. They're taking pictures. They get caught, and so, of course, Clark puts on his Superman suit and is just, like, saving the day. People are getting crushed, and so, of course, he saves everyone. He's like, okay, I got you. Then the spider gets a hold of him, and he lets out, like, his solar beam thing that he's actually learning how to control. So he lets it off, like, a little small amount where he doesn't have to lose his powers the entire day. And then Jimmy's telling him, it's like, hey, you can't do that. You need to be careful. And then that's when he explains about, like, how he can control it. And then Lois comes in saying, it's like, oh, that guy you ran into was politician. He just got voted for governor or something. And all he was wearing was, like, a fake mustache.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, he's, like, a politician. He wears a fake mustache. But when they saw him at the plant, he was mustache-free.
He's shaved.
So it's like the glasses.
But
Yeah.
with a mustache.
So he finally gets to feel what it's like.
Mm-hmm. And so they're all celebrating their big scoop, and then everyone goes out, and then Clark starts texting the number again, saying he wants to know who he is, and it's just like, oh, I'm a friend. And then he tells them about a request about a woman in blue dreadlocks, telling her to take her over to the authorities, and he doesn't want to do it. And he's like, oh, by the way, I have this page. I'm your biggest fan, and it's a whole page of Superman turning into Clark Kent.
What?
Yeah.
That's
So someone knows his identity. Then he runs back to Jimmy. He's like, Jimmy, did you tell anyone? Did you tell anyone? And so Jimmy's like, nah, I didn't tell.
Wait, I thought
And so-
his identity was already out.
Huh?
I thought Lois already outed him as Superman.
No, this is before all that.
So it's like a prequel to that or something?
Yes,
Yeah.
this is explaining why he's like completely drained of powers.
Oh, okay.
And then they meet up the girl with the blue dreadlocks. And then Clark's like, let them take her to the cops. Let them take her. And then Lois is like, yo, that's messed up. You don't do that. So they let him take her, and then this next couple scenes reminded me of the Daredevil Netflix series because he's dressed up all in black and he has red glasses on.
Different. Yeah, that's a lot. That sounds very similar to the imagery in the comic book as well. Some of the other, not necessarily the Man Without Fear, but some of the other Daredevil stuff, he kind of does that too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he puts it on, and then he just grabs in the car, and then he saves the girl so the other person won't find out or something like that. They get into the car. Lois finds out that Clark is out saving people by accident, and then they try driving away, and last thing we see is them trying to drive away and them getting shot at.
Huh.
It was pretty good.
Not saying this is anything close to what will really happen, but spoiler alert nonetheless, what if it's actually none other than Batman? Just messing with him or something.
Okay.
It's a theory.
They're both of them are two completely different skin colors.
Batman's a master of disguise. He's a detective.
I don't, and Tiny, I don't see Batman doing it.
Okay. You debunked me. Are you happy?
Yes. Hey, at least we know it's not Squirrel Girl.
But what
How
if
do
it
you
was?
know it's not
What
really
if it was?
girl? See, look, listen. I not to get all Grant Morrison here because we all know how I feel about Grant Morrison. But what if comic books are a totally separate universe from our own, and they're actually real? How do we know that Squirrel
Hey, they did that
Girl?
once in comics.
I need to go.
Yeah. How do we know that Squirrel Girl doesn't live in the same universe as the DC heroes? Maybe they all live in the same universe together, just on a different planet or something. Or maybe they're on the same planet together. And comics, comic logic applies in this reality, unlike here. So how do you know that Squirrel Girl isn't really responsible for all that's happening?
Squirrel Girl's going to be in one of the new Avengers books. Well, she's going to be in the new Avengers book.
She better be.
Like
She
the
better
new
be.
the new Avengers as the title, and not the
She's
all.
gonna lead it, right?
She should be
Yeah.
the leader.
Yeah. She's gonna lead it.
It's gonna be it's the one that's run by AIM. Now that what's his name bought it.
Yeah, I forget who bought it.
I don't know who bought it because it's Marvel.
Yeah, because DC is just so
It has,
awesome.
The team is
There's so much.
team has Hawkeye, Squirrel Girl, Hawkeye, Squirrel Girl, Wakan, and Hulkling, and then two other people who I don't know. One of them's the one who bought it, and then the other one's someone else.
That's a cool team. I'm totally gonna read that book.
No, you want to know what the weird team is? There's one with Galactus on the team.
What?
Practice.
Yeah.
What's going on there?
Let me see. Where is it?
That's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah, it's really weird. I'm looking for it right now. Gotta find it.
Galactus on an Avengers team. Can you imagine? Next
I don't
week,
think
Thanos is gonna be an Avenger.
I don't think it's Avengers, but it is a team.
On a superhero team. That's something
Yeah.
I shouldn't. That doesn't add up.
It doesn't. And
You
then
watch the Watcher's gonna come back to life, and he's gonna be on the team now.
Okay, I got a question for you guys.
No, he's on the Ultimates.
Oh.
Okay.
Here's a question I have for you guys.
Okay.
All right, so we all know that Marvel is basically overhauling everything they have right now because of Secret Wars, that they're launching this all new, all different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Have you guys heard any of the news about what's going on with Hulk?
Yes.
No.
Okay.
No.
First off, the new title for the book is going to be the new Totally Awesome Hulk or something like that, which I think
Yeah.
is absolutely horrid
Yeah.
for a title. I think that sucks really bad.
Yeah, it does. That made me think that maybe it was a Hulkling book, but that still wouldn't. That still just I don't know.
That sounds like something a 5-year-old, like for a kid's comic. That doesn't sound like something.
Totally awesome.
Yeah, that was just dumb to me. But what do you guys think about them changing the persona of the Hulk? Like, give it somebody totally different being the Hulk now. No Bruce Banner being Hulk.
Why would they
About
not?
time.
I think they should keep it the same.
Well,
'Cause-
the thing is, like, every major Marvel character has gotten a different interpretation, one way or another, and the Hulk has not been one of those characters. So, I mean, it was only a matter of time. But as long as they do him justice, I'm open.
I'm
Yeah.
looking at a lot of the new covers right now, and they're just really weird. Like most of these books are looking really weird.
Yeah, my thing though is with an established character like Hulk. I don't like that. I don't like it when they do like big changes to established characters. I don't mind it with something like Thor because that works. It's the hammer that really makes him Thor. Or like Spider-Man with Miles Morales because he has spider powers.
Yeah, I feel like it's gonna be something like that. Something like the Spider-Man
I guess
thing.
it just depends on how they do it. Is the thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, like, the thing with Miles Morales and the new Thor, they were kind of passed down the torch. Like, yeah, they originally got their powers out of, like, random coincidence, but eventually they got the other hero's blessings. Now, if they do something similar like to that, like the Hulk,
That's gonna be weird because it's the Hulk. I don't think Bruce would want that on
But
anyone.
like, just imagine like this kid is just this whatever. I'm not sure if they've named him yet, but this kid, he gets Hulk powers, right? And he like goes thrashing about and whatever, and he can't control it. And then Bruce Banner Hulk is still there, and he just like calms him down. He's like, look, I know what it's like. I know you're confused and I know you're scared, but I can help you out.
The name of the book definitely just sounds like it's going to be a young man as the Hulk.
Mm-hmm.
Well, they said that the whole premise is based around this Hulk actually likes being Hulk, and it causes a lot of problems for the other heroes in the Marvel Universe. Like,
Oh no, I don't like that.
yeah, that's
I don't like
the
that
premise
at
of
all.
it. Like, he loves being the Hulk, whereas, because like I said, they're trying a brand new interpretation, so they're changing who is the Hulk, and they're also changing how
Personality of the Hulk.
how he reacts to being Hulk. Whereas, Bruce Banner looked at it as like a terrible
Curse.
deal. Curse. This guy's looking at it like it's the best thing that's ever happened to him. And so that changes the dynamic, and yet it sounds like a fresh idea, but at the same time, I don't know. Just certain characters like this is just, I don't feel like they should be tampered with too much. You could mess around with Thor if you want. You can mess around with Spider-Man. You
I
can do
don't
stuff
like. They're having two Spider-Man books. One's Amazing Spider-Man with Peter Parker, and then the other one's Spider-Man and with Miles Morales, and I don't like that.
Marvel is making some questionable changes, but I mean, like, they probably will pull that off, and I'm a DC guy saying this. I want to see them fail, but like, with the Hulk. Mike, you said something about this. I'm not sure where. I think you made a video on it, actually. Whenever you're bringing in a new character, just make that character their own. Like, why are you gonna make them a different character, like the Falcon Captain America? Like, or not Falcon Captain America. Like, what am I thinking of? Like someone just taking up the persona of another hero.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, why not make them their own character? Why do you have to play off this other character's success? Especially whenever you're going to jump the gun on this. Like, whenever you're going to change him completely different. Like, this is Hulk. He has the Hulk powers, and he's named the Hulk, but he's absolutely not the Hulk. Well, that's false advertising.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And see, the thing that I was saying is Stan Lee said the same thing. He's like, I don't care if you, if you want to create characters that are, like a black character or a Hispanic character or whatever, that's fine. Build them that way, and they should. He's like, the world is our playground. So take everybody. There's heroes in every ethnicity. There's heroes in every culture and stuff like that. So that's great. That's wonderful. That's awesome. But don't mess with the established characters too much, because they're established. They weren't created that way. They were created to have their unique perspective of the world. So instead of changing that character to make them have the unique perspective, which is not natural, create a character that comes right out of that culture to begin with, so that they actually do have that unique perspective. And I don't know if it's just me, but if you're going to have like a female Thor, I don't know who the writer is on that. I don't know how consistent Marvel is on this, but shouldn't a female be the one who writes that, just to kind of give that, at least for the initial run, to set things up so that this person understands a little bit more about where they're coming from that perspective?
Not saying that they did a bad job at all.
No. I'm just saying, like, I'm just thinking along that lines. Like, to me, it would make sense. Like, okay, I don't know the struggles that African American person has. I don't know anything about what that's like. So why would I do that? It's like I would rather have that person's perspective first and let them do it, and then if passing the torch on or whatever, I would still work closely with that person, because how could I capture that not having come from that culture?
A good example is for Miss Marvel, since she's Muslim, or she's Arabic now.
She's Muslim. Both.
She's Muslim, and who they have writing her is a Muslim woman. So it does show.
And that series
struggle to being a woman and struggle with being a Muslim. So it makes it even better of a read. So it's not like misinformed or.
It just feels higher in quality whenever you do something like that.
Yeah.
Whenever like the person has first-hand experience, like you're not gonna see me making a book about an Eskimo, because I don't know what the life of an Eskimo is like. But like,
Right.
yeah, I'm sure if you get an Eskimo to like talk about the real life of being an Eskimo, it's gonna sound a whole lot more interesting than what I think an Eskimo's life is like.
Well, and my thing is too, I don't think they should stick with that. I think that they should eventually move away, because you don't want your whole characters run or your whole character's series to be based on just their ethnicity the whole time, because you might want to start off that way to build so people understand their perspective, and then move away from that and show that they're just humans like everybody else.
Miles Morales, good point.
Yeah,
well, the thing with Miles Morales and why he was launched heavily off the ground was just because like they never really referenced the fact that he was black. Like they said it.
No one cared.
Yeah, it was like it did not define any trait about him other than like the way his family looks.
Like you could.
I mean, like on the opposite side of the spectrum, you have Miss Marvel, who they heavily emphasize as a Muslim American, but just like it's the storytelling. It's the storytelling.
It all depends on how you do.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, for me, I like learning about a person from a different culture or whatever, coming from a different background than me. But after a while, it's like it seems almost like pushing an agenda when you focus too much on that. Like, okay, I get it, yes, but now can we focus on the fact that we're both human beings and we share the same struggles too? Because if you don't, you run the risk of pigeonhole that character to only being relatable to that particular ethnic group or religion or whatever, and that's bad news too. So it's like, I think that's what I'm saying. I think it's a good idea to start something new and have that person's someone from that culture give that perspective, and then slowly push it away from that so that that doesn't become the character's whole identity, that one factor, like, oh, Miles Morales is black and Puerto Rican. Is it Puerto Rican?
Yeah, it is Puerto Rican.
Okay, yeah, and then you have Kamala Khan, who's Arabic, and all this stuff. It's like that shouldn't become the thing, because in my opinion, true diversity is when we stop looking at skin color and we start going beyond that. It's like we can honor cultures that we come from, but then also remember that even though we're from different cultures, we still share the same human experience. And go from there. You know what I'm saying?
The one thing I'm curious about though is like, how are they going to make this book? Because who are they trying to appeal to? Because whenever you read an Incredible Hulk book, whenever like all the Hulk's like best stories, like Planet Hulk, for instance, he's Hulk the majority of the time. You don't care about Bruce Banner. He's there, and yeah, he's a really good scientist, but you're there. You're reading it for the Hulk. So,
yeah, I don't buy the Hulk to get a Bruce Banner story.
Exactly.
You get the Hulk for the Hulk.
All right.
So I mean, with this new book, are they gonna like try to humanize it a little bit more, or like is he gonna control the Hulk?
They haven't announced anything really about the books other than the titles and the covers.
We're just gonna wait.
They all have a little like sample text at the bottom, but that's about it. Mike, you're the Marvel guy. How do you feel about the Daredevil #1 with the Devil's Apprentice and what looks to be Gambit as the apprentice for Daredevil?
That's different.
I'm looking at the cover right now, and it's Daredevil standing over and behind Gambit. Or what it looks like it's Gambit. You can't really tell. It's really dark, but it's a guy with Gambit-like hair and a staff.
It's probably Gambit.
It's probably Gambit.
Yeah.
Why Gambit is the question.
Why not?
I don't know. Why would Gambit be Daredevil's apprentice is my question.
That's a good question. That is a good question.
I mean,
it's better than Neymar.
They're really like Marvel. When they said
better
all new, all different, they really meant all new, all different. They are like going way out in left field for some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Some things are a good idea, like
Jessica Drew's pregnant.
What?
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, because she's a pregnant superhero.
Part of Peter Parker's new costume is his spider glows. That's cool, right?
You know what?
Yeah,
what diversity deserves to have some kind of representation in comic books?
What?
When are we gonna get an overweight superhero? What's up with that?
Bouncing boy.
Come on, come on. I mean,
I
like a
don't
good
know
one.
when that's gonna happen because
Well, you wanted it. I told you. I answered it.
He's not a superhero. He is
a
gimmick.
superhero. He's part of the Legion of Superheroes. What are you talking about?
Didn't he die or something?
I don't know. I just know he exists.
It wasn't a heart attack, was it?
I think with like
And then there's Blob. Well, no, Blob's not overweight anymore.
Yeah, Blob's not overweight anymore. He's a super villain. Why are they painting fat guys as the bad guys, huh? Or the sucky guys? Why can't we get our own interpretation of Spider-Man or something like that? Why can't Spider-Man just eat a lot? What's up with that?
Well, I'll tell you. Yeah, I'll tell you why I don't want that. I'll tell you why I don't want that. And I'm an overweight guy, and I tell you why I don't want that. Because I don't want to see a hero who has those kind of struggles. I want to see a hero who has maybe my personal struggles as far as like, emotionally and whatnot. But I don't want to see a guy bloated in a suit. It's like too tight. Like that looks ridiculous. I would not be able to take him seriously because I wouldn't take myself seriously looking like that. So I'm like, no. I would rather see something I can aspire to rather than something that.
Because superheroes are supposed to be something. I guess how I've seen it for a while is that each culture has its own thing, and I guess the American thing is our comic book characters, our superheroes, and for us, they're kind of basically like gods, and gods, depending on the god, they don't get big or like chunky. And usually when they
don't
draw
have
them,
health problems.
Yeah, they don't have health. Well, if they do, it's not like something that's going to cause an overweight issue because they need to stay in shape so they can do their job. If they're overweight, how are they supposed to save crime?
Yeah, it's really hard to believe that, Jack Black, for example. Could you imagine Jack Black trying to track down like Sandman or something? I just ran 2 blocks. Holy.
Yeah, Mike. Old Man Logan has been confirmed too.
I know. That made me happy. Old Man Logan coming to the main universe.
And the Illuminati is now evil, with a bunch of bad guys who I've never heard of.
So is Dark still a part of that?
Who?
Tony? Isn't he part of the Illuminati?
No. Yeah, but no, it's not. It's not him. It's not like from what I could tell, it's no one from the original Illuminati. It's bad guys. Like literally, the tagline is "Forever Evil," and I think it's the dumbest thing.
Yeah,
and I think that there's supposed to be a Squadron Sinister kind of a thing too, which is a complete knockoff from Justice League. Like I read the tie-in right now for Secret Wars just a couple days ago, and oh my god, literally, it's just an evil Justice League.
Yeah, there's just I just don't know. I just don't know about some of the direction of some. Yeah, like some of it is really good, like Spider-Man and like Miles Morales Spider-Man being a part of the main universe,
That's cool.
And keeping Peter Parker. I think they have to keep Peter Parker because
Well, there's also going to be like a Web Warriors book, which is like the Spider-Verse book pretty much, and I don't know.
I think they're overdoing it a little on the Spider titles. That's just me.
Yeah, because there's also Silk, too, and then Spider-Woman.
And Spider-Gwen. Her series.
I like Silk. I like her.
I haven't read Silk. I heard that Silk. I hear that Silk and Spider-Gwen are pretty much the reverses of each other, whereas Silk starts off really good and then gets just to be whereas Spider-Gwen starts off as and then gets to be really good.
I thought Spider-Gwen starts off as really good and then it's just maintained it.
I don't feel like I don't think that the first issue is very good at all. Like I liked it, but I definitely would not say that it was like really good.
Well, usually like the first issues are meant to like start it off.
Yeah, but like the thing is though is that I feel like for Spider-Gwen they should have restarted like her story rather than just jumping right in the middle of her story and you having to like learn that all these things are happening all at once and it's just like her dad's hunting her. Oh, she's out of her band. Oh, she killed somebody. Just like, all these things happened, and you're not going to tell us how they happened. Oh, and Matt Murdock's a bad guy? What?
What?
Yeah, Matt Murdock's a bad guy. He works for Kingpin.
Yeah, in Spider-Gwen's universe. Yeah, I love that, though. I love that. I think.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying, and I'm just like, I don't like how they started off with that, like, everything just happening all at once.
Yeah, like I really enjoyed that universe, like how they've done that universe.
Yeah, like, I really wanted to know like what happened, how she got to where she was, and like how Alec and how like Peter died and everything, and why Peter became the Lizard and all that stuff.
Yeah, it was really good.
Well, they said that they're finally going to go back and cover all that stuff now, but I'm just like they should have done that from the start. But whatever.
Yeah, I'm really glad that they are keeping her series on. I don't know why they did the thing where they had it stop, and then they're like, well, we're not sure if we're going to be back with the series. It's like, you guys left it on a cliffhanger. Why would you do that? It's like,
well,
that was kind of weird.
I don't know. I think that they should have just kept her series going and kept her out of Secret Wars, but whatever. That wouldn't have made because what they were it made sense for what I thought that they were going to be doing, which was combining all the universes, which is what they said that they were going to be doing. But now they're saying that she's still going to be in her own original universe, and it just doesn't make sense.
It's continuity, man. None of it makes sense.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah. Okay, so back on track with the.
Whoa. Yeah, we went on.
Yeah, Alec and Mike still need to go over your pick of the weeks.
Yeah, so you go, Alec. I'll go last.
Okay. So my pick of the week is from a series that I brought on for a couple shows. Just because I'm so surprised at how good it is. It's not a new title by far, but I'm gonna sign these two comics, these two issues. Hawkeye number 15 and Hawkeye number 16. And the reason,
Hawkeye, man, Alec Hart, Hawkeye.
Dude, I do, and
All right, so Alec and Hawkeye, Mike and Cap, me and Flash, and Isabell and Soup.
I still love Green Lantern, man.
No, I have a question. I have a legit question. How does it make you feel that in all the Avenger movies, any movie that Marvel has put out that has Hawkeye in it, they don't seem to address his deafness?
I haven't seen Avengers 2.
And you have the Avenger movie.
Still have not seen that? What is wrong?
I'm waiting for the Blu-ray.
He wants to see the uncut. He wants to watch it in the uncut version, so that he gets the full movie.
Okay, but the uncut version's probably not going to be out until around Black Friday time.
I could wait.
No.
I'm not gonna wait. But
they're gonna release a really big box right before Black Friday or right after Black Friday and be like, yeah, you got to go buy this now.
And then you're gonna have to fight people to the death for it.
Oh, I will. But I feel like they'll implement it into the movies eventually. If not, I understand why they wouldn't.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Because
why wouldn't they? That's
because Hawkeye's not big enough, important enough characters in the Avengers films to.
This last one, he was important.
Yeah, this last one, he.
Spoilers, guys.
This last one, I have no idea.
I'm not telling you anything other than he's important.
Spoilers. Who knows? Maybe he's deaf this whole time.
Yeah, Alec. It turns out he does this really big thing for this really big.
He shoots arrows at things. He shoots arrows at Ultron.
Yeah.
Thank you, Josh. There's no point in watching the movie anymore. But no, so Hawkeye number 15 and 16, these books do the story that's going on. I'm not going to go into details, but it's pretty much the same day from two different perspectives, or from three different perspectives. There's the first issue, who's Hawkeye's perspective. The second issue is Hawkeye's dog Lucky's perspective, and that's hilarious. Yeah.
That's different.
It follows his journey through the day. Or he starts off with going to the roof and seeing a dead body, or he's chasing this other dog, and he goes to the roof and he sees this dead body, and he runs down and gets the cops, and the cops come, and then the next day he's just walking through the apartment complexes that the Hawkeye owns. And he's just talking and getting treats and stuff like that, and you hear all these background dog muffled noises. He understands every other word that Hawkeye is saying to Kate Bishop. I mean, not Kate. Is it Kate Bishop?
Kate Bishop's the other Hawkeye.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kate Bishop. Okay. Yeah, he's talking to Kate Bishop about this death that happened in his apartment complex, and he just hears food and this and coffee and random words. And then, at the end of the issue, towards the middle of the issue, Hawkeye's brother comes into town, Trickshot, I believe, and he starts getting jumped by some Russians who used to own the dog, and so the dog jumps in and takes them out. It's hilarious. And then, pretty much at the end of the issue, the dog just hears Kate Bishop and Hawkeye arguing about something, and then Kate's just I'm leaving, and I'm taking the dog too. And so in the next issue, it tells the story from Kate Bishop's perspective, and pretty much what happened is that she took the dog and she went to L.A. just to get away from it all, and it follows her journey through the Hawkeye. And what I love about this whole series is that and before every issue, you know how they give like the tagline description, or whatever, like Hawkeye, blah blah blah, the world's greatest archer that ever lived, and all that stuff. Yeah, Matt Fraction does plays them really smart. So like throughout like the whole first arc of the story, he's just like, Hawkeye, the world's greatest archer. You've read this a whole bunch of times. Why do I have to keep on telling you this? And this issue, it's like, meet Kate Bishop, the real Hawkeye, the girl Hawkeye, the one that you really wanted to see. So it follows her like she's riding a bike in the middle of LA traffic, like a crazy person, and there's this old man just walking down the street who everyone assumes is like on drugs, and it turns out that he's actually a musician from the '60s. And like he was like Beatles big. That's what they say. Him and his brother were Beatles big. And this whole issue is like her pretty much solving the mystery of what's happening to his music because it's getting leaked online. And like it's just funny how different she is from Clint
Barton.
Clint Barton. Yeah, sorry.
You almost. Yeah, you were like saying Bart. I thought you were about to start talking about the Flash.
No, I was about to say Bart Simpson.
Oh.
No, but like her fighting style, she's like, yeah, I'm 110 pounds soaking wet, and I'm fighting these two big goons. You gotta break one's nose, you gotta crack one's rib, and then like she just gets jumped, and she's like, oh crap.
That's me. I would become a crime fighter, guys. That's me.
Exactly. But no, she's totally badass. She's like, yeah, I don't have my arrows anymore, but I still have my bow, so I can use my bow to whoop these guys' ass. And yeah, that's the issue. Matt Fraction wrote it. Matt Fraction is a writer who I'm starting to learn more about, seeing as though I knew nothing about him just a few months ago. I thought he was a comic character.
That is an awesome story, man.
That's very interesting.
I didn't know, man. With a name like Matt Fraction, come on.
I know that name doesn't sound like a real person's name. That totally sounds like something from a comic book or a movie or something. Matt Fraction.
Dun dun. Movies about math.
Yeah.
See, no, the only thing that I'm sad about is that I'm nearing the end of this run. And then I have to read Hawkeye versus Deadpool, and I didn't really like Deadpool too much.
Oh, but it was so good.
Yeah, no, I'm going to read it.
Whoa, hold up. You don't like Deadpool? We can't be friends anymore. We can't be friends
I don't
anymore.
like what Deadpool has become. Chimichangas and all that stuff.
No. I'm telling you, the Jerry Duggan run, that was done just before they did this whole thing with...
See, the thing is, there's no bad characters, there's only bad writers, for most part. Like,
right.
I've read some Deadpool that was really just dumb, and then I've read some Deadpool that was, like, hilarious.
I think every issue that Jerry Duggan did was good. There was great ones, and then there was good ones. But there wasn't really what I would call bad ones. Because
Depending how this Hawkeye versus Deadpool thing goes, I may check out Deadpool. Who knows? Because, I mean, Hawkeye doesn't really do anything afterwards.
Deadpool's run, though, with Jerry Duggan gave him some depth. Like, he wasn't just...
How does he have a depth?
Depth?
No, like...
He's got a daughter. Like, they show him trying to be a dad.
What?
Trying to be a...
Yeah.
Like, and he actually tries to, like, protect her and take care of her. But it's still in his Deadpool way. Like, there's this one scene where they're on the swing, and he goes, pull my finger, and he chops his finger off just before he turns around. So when she pulls his finger comes off.
I actually have this, which was, like, Deadpool's #1, like, from his first, like, from one of his, like, first, like, only, like, Deadpool, like, self-titled comics and stuff. So hopefully, once that movie comes out, or like right around the time, like when it gets a little bit closer, I can sell that and get a decent amount for it.
Yeah,
I hope that the movie portrays Deadpool how he was originally portrayed.
I think it'll be pretty good because I think Ryan Reynolds would be a great Deadpool. He's terrible Hal Jordan, but I think he'd be a good Deadpool.
Terrible Hal Jordan.
Well, you know.
Never talk about that.
He's going to be a great Deadpool because he loves the character.
Yeah.
Like, anytime you have an actor who loves it, like, it's the reason why Robert Downey Jr. is so good at being Tony Stark, is he loves that character.
Because it is him.
Yeah, I mean, the dude goes out to the grocery store wearing Stark Industries caps. like on his own time. You know, I mean, like he genuinely loves the character, and it comes through. And he loves Marvel, like he loves being a part of all this stuff, and it shows in how he portrays the character in the movie. And so, if you've been keeping up with Ryan Reynolds on Twitter, you know for a fact he loves this movie, he loves this character, and everything he says, even when he's not talking about Deadpool, sounds like something that I would see coming out of Deadpool's mouth. So it's like, that's how I know that this guy is going to do this justice. And Deadpool is in my top 5 favorite characters of all time, for sure.
So...
Just they need to do a rated R version, not a PG-13 for Deadpool.
I think it is going to be rated R, right?
It's going to be rated R.
Yeah.
Okay,
See,
well, that's good.
The thing is, I'm actually starting to be having a little bit of hope for the X-Men movies, because while the majority of the X-Men movies have been pretty bad, the last 2 have been, like, First Class was pretty decent, and then
First Class was great.
Days of Future Past was great. I would not classify First Class as great. I would classify it as decent.
Can I butt in there real quick, talking about X-Men movies? So, just on a side note, how does everyone feel about X-Men Origins?
The movies?
That didn't happen.
What?
Yeah, the movie, X-Men Origins Wolverine.
Terrible.
But why?
Because they screwed up Deadpool, like, horribly.
Okay, yeah, I can understand that. Like, the way I loved this movie originally, and then I saw it again and I was like, okay, well, this is a pretty good movie. And then my opinion has pretty much stayed the same. But, like, aside from the 3 main points, which is the horrible CGI, Deadpool, and Gambit.
They couldn't.
Okay, you're not going to talk about the helicopter thing?
What helicopter thing?
The one where he jumps
when
up
he
in the sky.
jumps at the helicopter?
What's wrong with that? That's cool as heck.
That was so dumb.
How?
That was really dumb.
Rambo took out a helicopter with a rock, so I'm pretty sure Wolverine, a metahuman, could do something more.
I don't know. It was like, I think it's okay. It's not the best one, but it's okay.
What do you think the best X-Men movie is?
Days of Future Past.
First
Wolverine.
Class.
First Class.
Well,
does Wolverine account like his own?
Yeah,
movie?
Wolverine counts. Yeah.
Oh, I like that one. I like
The Wolverine, you mean with the Power Rangers Silver Samurai?
You see, I thought like a lot of people liked Wolverine, but I really found it boring.
I liked it because
Like,
like
it wasn't a bad movie. I just found it boring.
I liked Viper.
I liked the culture it also had in it, so I was just like, yes.
Yeah, it was
Asian
well
culture?
done, definitely, but
They could have done it better.
yeah. But no, like I was saying, like the majority of them have not been great, but I'm having a lot more hope for them now, especially like with having talks about how they're actually training all their people. Like you have Channing Tatum, who's learning from like a magician how to do legit card tricks, like sleight of hand, and he's also learning how to throw cards. Then you have the girl who's playing Psylocke. I can't remember her name. Something Munn.
Olivia
Munn. There you go.
Yeah.
She's playing Psylocke, and she's actually learning how to train with the katana. And I'm just like, see, they're actually training their people. So I'm having a lot more hope for those movies than I used to. But I still have no hope for the Fantastic Four. And then people are talking about...
I am having hope for that. I am excited for it.
I'm not at all. I am extraordinarily hesitant. I'm probably going to wait like 2-3 weeks before I even go see that movie.
Oh, dude, I'm not going to watch it. Just like the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, why watch a movie that you know is going to be bad?
Oh, I didn't watch the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I did.
I want to watch X-Men. I am excited for it.
You mean Fantastic Four?
Oh, why did I say that?
No, I'm not, but and then people are talking about a possible Fantastic Four crossover with the X-Men, and I'm just like, God, please
don't do that.
No.
Wait,
I'm like Marvel can barely do it after they have years of established characters and stuff that they actually did well, not just one character that they did well.
Yeah.
The only way I see like Fantastic Four like coming in to X-Men is for anybody who watches Family Guy. Do you know that the maid?
Yeah.
I feel like Mr. Fantastic is just gonna go like, hey, we need the brightest mind in the world. Is Charles Xavier here? And she's gonna be like, no, Mr. Xavier not here.
Mr. Xavier not here. Come back later.
Yeah, and then they just oh, okay, they leave. That's it. And Xavier's just like peeking through the windshield.
But
Like, are they gone? Are they gone?
Oh, I'm actually going to Ryan Reynolds' tweets, and they are great.
yeah, but like Marvel can barely do a big team up movie like the Avengers, and they can barely do that well. Like,
But they're still good.
they're scraping by. So that's what I'm saying though, is that if they're scraping by, there's no way in hell Fox can do it.
Oh, Fox can't do it.
Yeah,
dude. Fox cannot do it.
can't do that.
Yeah,
I'm
Fox
sorry, but-
Fox can't even handle the the franchises they have separately, let alone putting them together.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like-
They should have do Spider-Man.
People are getting excited about it, and I'm just like, guys, no, it's gonna be terrible if they do it.
Yeah. I mean, not gonna lie, the last trailer looked pretty cool, but not cool enough.
I have
That
no
makes
hope for this movie.
It's just like, even from like the initials days, whatever, like details were getting released, with the Doctor Doom thing, the internet
Have you
troll.
seen his mask? His mask looks so dumb.
I have not.
It's a plastic clear thing with like
Oh.
like circuit board in it. It's really weird.
Ew, I don't like any of the. I like the actors. I don't like the roles they play.
I don't like.
It's like
Yeah, I like.
it's just
I like the actors are great actors, but they're not. It's not great casting.
Except for like Invisible Woman, I could see that happening. But okay, I'll tell you what. The guy who's playing Human Torch.
I can't
he
see
could play
her.
the Thing.
Like she looks like she's a leader. She doesn't look like I can't see her taking orders from anybody.
She could be a leader if she wants. Okay, so the guy who plays the Human Torch, he could be the Thing. The guy who plays the Thing could be Mr. Fantastic, and the guy who plays Mr. Fantastic could just leave the movie.
No,
they
see, I think that the
I
guy.
wanna
I think
give
that
him
the
a
guy who
try.
played. I think Michael B. Jordan will be a great I think
Michael
he'll
B.
be a
Jordan
great
is a
Tony
good,
Storm.
good actor. That's why I don't want him attached to this film.
Yeah.
Like, give him a shot. Like
I
he's
think-
like his work that he's been in has been good. But he's like been put in, he's able to pull it off what they need him to do.
No, he's
So-
a good actor, but I mean the movie itself is just gonna bomb. It's-
Here's how
I
it's gonna
hope the
go.
movie's good.
Here's how it's gonna go. Opening weekend, the only person in line to buy a ticket for this movie is gonna be Isabell.
Yep.
And when she goes into the theater, she's going to sit down with her bag of popcorn, and all she's going to hear is crickets. And she's going to look around. There's not going to be a soul in there, and it's going to be so creepy. She's just going to get up and leave.
No, you're
No, I'm
gonna
not going
have all the people who liked the original Fantastic Four there. Like the people who don't know anything about the
What?
comics. You're gonna have like the ones who just want to see the movies. You're gonna have them there. But the ones who actually know anything are gonna be like, God, this is gonna be terrible. We'll wait.
Do you think they're gonna turn a profit?
I still liked it.
This is what I'm thinking. I'm going to go see it just because, we run this channel. That's the
Yeah.
only reason I'm seeing it.
I
you
can
can
go see it either way. I know
You can go see it.
like as much crap as I'm going to talk about it, I am going to see it.
But if
I'm
it
not even
wasn't for
interested.
that, if it wasn't for doing it for that purpose, this would probably be not even just a video rental. This would be a $1 rack rental. I would.
Just like Iron Man 2, where he comes with the
Wait
phone.
for it. Wait for it on Redbox.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Or maybe I'll just go long haul and see if they ever put it on Netflix. I don't know.
Well, they
They
put
never
events
put
on
anything up
Netflix
on
like once, then they took it off.
Yeah. So.
I hate when they do that.
I
Well,
know,
anyway.
I do that a lot.
After an hour and a half, so Mike, what's your pick of the week?
Yeah. Back to that. My pick of the week is Planet Hulk #2, mostly because I only read 2 comics this entire week. I've been so busy. And it was
Shame.
definitely the better one. I read Infinity Gauntlet #1. You can check out the review on the channel to get my thoughts on that because it was terrible. It sucked. I hated it, and that's about all I got to say about that. So Planet Hulk #2, it was pretty interesting. I kind of like the direction that they're going with the characters in this. You've got Steve Rogers from an alternate reality who is more Thor than Captain America, which is kind of weird because that's the vibe you get from him. With Devil Dinosaur, which is freaking awesome.
Wait, Devil Dinosaur's in it?
Yeah, Devil Dinosaur is Steve Rogers' steed, so to speak.
Okay.
And he wakes. They're sleeping, and he's all curled up with Devil Dinosaur, like you would a dog, at night or whatever. He wakes up and Doc Green's over torturing some monster to death. So he goes over.
Like he
and he's
does.
like- exactly. He's like, "What are you doing? Who are you? You're not gonna kill me or something like that?" He's like, "No." And he sees the creatures, crying for help or whatever, and so he goes ahead and kills it and says, "Even monsters deserve mercy." hint, that's going to be the topic of my digging deeper this week, but I'll save all the good stuff till then. So that, of course, ticks off Doc Green, and he picks up Steve by his neck, and they kind of go back and forth and decide to join forces to try to topple the Red King, which in this part of Battle World, you could probably guess who the Red King is. It's Red Skull. And he's basically kidnapped Bucky, and so he's trying to get Bucky back. And they start going across the I don't know what exactly this area is called. I don't remember of Battle World, but they start going across the land, and they get attacked by a giant Hulk-eating plant. And Devil Dinosaur just takes a rip right out of it, just bites it in half. And then giant bull Hulks, that's what they call them. So they're like giant bulls on steroids.
Oh yeah.
And Devil Dinosaur and the bull Hulks are fighting, and that was the best part of the whole book. And unfortunately, it was like 4 panels, and that was it. Like, that should have been like 2 pages worth right there. Just 2 big splash pages of him ripping those things to shred, because it was awesome.
Dang.
And yeah, they go over a cliff. They jump off a cliff, and they're in this river, and they go over a waterfall. And then the Abomination, who's a sea monster in this world, comes up out of the water, and that's where it's left off. So it's a very fast-paced issue. There's barely any dialogue, but what dialogue there is between Steve and Doc Green is really good, because they have the same goal in mind, but their ways of getting there are very, very, very different. Because Steve is still Steve, even though he's from a different reality. He's still very much the character of Captain America, except in this one you catch a glimpse that he did not want to be a super soldier. He signed up for the program just because Bucky wanted him to.
That's different.
And Sam Wilson was the original Cap in this universe.
Huh.
So that was interesting. But I really liked the action. I love Devil Dinosaur. Anytime Devil Dinosaur is in something, for me, that kind of ups the enjoyment in there. So I thought it was really good. I was kind of surprised. Sam Humphries wrote it. I'm not too familiar with his stuff. I've read some of his comics before, but it was pretty good. I wish I'd got a chance to read a little more, because it's kind of hard to pick between 2 comics, Like, I didn't even get to read anything old. Like, it was just straight up, that was it, between, like, editing stuff and doing calls and things. I just had no time, so.
Yeah.
But it was pretty good, though.
For me, there was another book that I want to mention real quick, was that you made me think of right now when you mentioned Bucky, was Runaways. Number 1. It's a lot of fun. It's not actually like the Runaways from the original. It's not the original team at all, except for Molly. But then you have like a bunch of other characters from Marvel in it. They're pretty much in a school kind of thing, training to be Doom guards. And what it is, it's like you have Molly. Then you have a young Bucky who's a senior in that school. It's like a high school setting. Then you have Cloak and Dagger as kids. It's pretty much just a bunch of kids, and it's like characters as kids, and it's pretty interesting. They all get in a big fight, so they get detention. And then they break out of detention because they have to go go sign up to be on a team and stuff, so that way they can compete so that way they go on to the next grade. And then, but no one likes each other, hence why they all got in a fight. And then when they all break out, they're the last people left, so they have to be on a team together, and then it ends. Oh, well, then you have a little cliffhanger and teaser, because you have, what's her name? Valeria, as the headmaster of the school, apparently. And and you see her talking to Doom, and they're just like, well, these guys probably shouldn't pass their exam then. And that's how it ends. And it's just like, oh, okay, cool.
I like
this
it.
little 12-year-old, this genius evil 12-year-old is the leader of the school. That's awesome. It's gonna be interesting.
To figure out
That was
how
me in
we
high
got
school.
there.
Yeah. All right, changing gears here. We are going to do our character spotlight, and this week it is on a Marvel character known as Moon Knight, who has kind of gotten a lot more attention over the past couple years as he's had a really popular solo run, which I've only read a couple of issues of, but I liked it. So, I don't know, Alec, this was your pick, so why don't you lead the way?
Alright, so Moon Knight, otherwise known as Marvel's Batman. So, this character is a controversial character in that he suffers from dissociative personality disorder. So what he does is he falls under different personalities depending on the situation to get intel on any criminals like that. And they're Mark Spector is his birth name. Then there's Jake Lockley and Stephen Grant, I believe, is his third one. And periodically this has gotten worse over time, but they're all badasses. Pretty okay. So the origin of Moon Knight is that this pro boxer / archaeologist, because people could do that, named Mark Spector. He took an archaeology dig and an Egyptian tomb. There he met up with two doctors. One was like a father figure to him, and one was a stranger. Halfway through the dig, the stranger killed the person who is Mark Spector's father figure, and Mark Spector challenged him to a one-on-one boxing fight, the way that he does. And he got pummeled to a bloody pulp. And so he was left there to die in the sub-zero temperatures of the desert nights when a tribe of moon-worshipping Egyptians happened upon him and took him to a statue of their god. And he actually died. Some people don't know that. He died that day, and he had a vision with the moon god who said that, I will take you back to Earth as long as you become the avatar of my vengeance. And so Moon Knight came back as an avatar of his vengeance and beat the hell out of the scientist.
Awesome.
Now, I haven't read Moon Knight's recent run just because I'm saving that for after Hawkeye. But that's the number one. What's the face, Josh?
What?
What's that face? You had a face.
Nothing.
No, come on.
No, I just really don't like Hawkeye's books. Not the story, I just hate the art on most of them.
The art's good. It's weird.
Josh.
Not on Hawkeye.
Josh.
Yes, like I'm not into the weird art, but I'm
How is
appreciating.
that weird art? It's not even weird art. It's just art.
It's
Read it for the
I'm taking
story.
with my art.
Hey, Alec, I got to tell you something, bud. The art is not that good.
Don't do this to me, Mike. Don't do this to me, Mike.
I'm not a big fan of the art style either,
Mike.
but I like the story a lot, so I do like the Hawkeye run.
Yeah. Josh. Keep your faces to yourself, guy.
Okay,
Funny.
back to Moon Knight. Moon Knight.
Taking this back to Moon Knight. Some people know I shout out to NerdSync Productions. They did a video a while back explaining how Moon Knight got all of his moon-themed gadgets.
Yeah.
Actually, during an Avengers title, the Avengers travel back in time, and it was none other than Hawkeye who created all the gadgets for Moon Knight. All his moon rings and other Batman rip-off things, his moon grappling gun and stuff like that.
So he's a rip-off of Batman.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Yes, he is.
No, he's not. He's not a rip-off of Batman. That's the thing.
Let's see who can.
He's just a generic copy of Batman. I mean,
Yes,
Batman.
he is the rip-off of
Okay.
Batman.
here's a good analogy. Okay, so he is he's to Batman as Quicksilver is to Flash. Very similar to completely different characters.
Yeah, because
One's
Batman
not as
doesn't
good as
have-
the other.
Okay,
Batman
Batman's
doesn't
crazy
have
in a
split
different way.
personalities. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we know
Batman
which
just
one's
has-
better. The DC ones.
Moon Knight's
Yeah.
pretty cool. It's
Except
not
for
fair.
except for the massive oversaturation that has me just about nauseous of Batman.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anybody who's tired of the oversaturation of the Dark Knight, go on to the Moon Knights.
Or you can just read Iron Man, who's also Batman, but not as dark and brooding.
Yeah, but Iron Man's a douche.
So is Batman.
Batman's not a douche. What are you talking about? How?
Green Arrow.
How? Batman's not a nice person. He does good things, but he's not a nice person.
He does what he needs to
Can't be
do.
a nice person.
He can
Yeah.
be.
Bruce is nice. Batman's a jerk.
Tony can be a nice person too.
Tony is excuse my French people, an a-hole. That
He
is
is.
the overall.
Okay,
What is up with you and loving
Batman is
a-hole
not though. Have you
characters?
seen the way Batman talks to people?
Have you seen the way Tony talks to people?
Batman straight up just like, shut up, you're stupid. You don't know what you're talking about. Let me do this.
Because
Because
he's
it's true.
right.
It's
Yes.
easier for him to just be like, shut
Okay.
up, let me deal with the problem.
Okay, yes.
At least he
but
doesn't
what I'm
challenge
saying-
all the other heroes,
Okay,
thinking
hold on.
that he has
Guys,
some
guys,
sort of
yes, but what
superiority
I'm
over
saying
them.
is he still comes off as an a-hole.
Like, every time
That's
they
all
don't
I'm
listen to
saying.
him,
That
that's
you
the
guys are literally agreeing with me right now that he comes
What
off as
are
an
we
a-hole.
Okay, he does come off as
That's
an
all.
a-hole,
That is literally.
but Iron Man is an a-hole.
for no reason.
Like, yeah, for no reason. Batman deserves it. He has that kind of he's at that point.
Where he,
Iron Man-
he-
That's just because you like him, though. You
No.
like if I
No,
liked
that's not true.
Iron Man that much, I'm saying the same things essentially. But I don't like Iron Man that much, so I'm not defending him that much.
I don't like Batman all that much.
I do, but that's
Hey, here's
beside
the
point.
thing. I'm the huge Marvel fan. I like Iron Man, but I cannot stand Tony Stark at all.
Yeah,
Boom. We got Mike on our side now, Josh. What now?
guys, we are saying the same things. Do you not realize this?
Did you just say
Literally, the only
guy?
thing that I said is that Batman comes off as an a-hole, and you guys both said he does. That's
But
all.
he does it for a
We
good
are in
reason.
agreement.
He just does it because he's
We
an
are in agreement. No,
Yes.
no,
there-
we are in agreement.
No,
That's
you
it.
compared Iron Man and
You guys are just
Batman,
arguing
other
me
than the
to
fact
argue.
that they're billionaires.
Here's what I think. What I think Josh is trying to say is, Iron Man and Batman are both billionaires and have lots and lots of gadgets, and so they kind of do the same thing in that regard. But whereas Batman is kind of a jerk because he's got a lot of emotional issues, Tony's just a jerk because he's a jerk. That's just
Yeah,
his
exactly.
personality.
Yeah.
So they're very
And he's
similar
a drunk.
in some respects and very different in others. But they both, at the end of the day, are still jerks. So
No, they're not. Batman's a nice guy.
No, he's
Batman
still a
has
jerk.
Where is
family.
he nice?
He's still a jerk. I mean, he's a likable jerk. There are likable jerks out there. I mean,
he's not really a jerk though. Like that's not something that he shows off very often.
Yeah, no.
Yeah. He kind of
When does
does.
he show it off? When does he show it off? Give me 4 prime examples, Josh.
Okay, do you want me to go through all my comics right now and pick out 4 examples?
We have nothing but time. Don't do that. I'm just kidding.
Oh, goodness.
So, talking about Moon Knight,
All right, back to Moon Knight.
I find it interesting that this is a superhero with a mental illness.
Yeah,
Yeah.
honestly. Mhm.
I don't
And the
think
thing
you
is-
see that too much.
No, definitely not. And the thing is, like, they're open about it too. They don't shy away from it.
Mhm.
But like, the thing with Mark Spector is that it started off as nothing more than just a ploy to get people to talk to him, get people to trust him. He's a club bouncer, billionaire. I forgot to mention that he's also a billionaire, and taxi driver. But the reason why I feel like it started to progress this way is just because if you talk about just Mark Spector as a character, like, let me get my words together. Like, it gets boring being a billionaire superhero. Like, I feel like whenever he's the taxi driver or a club bouncer, he's experiencing different lives. He starts to get enveloped in those lives because it's so different from his own. Like, this is something that they've shown inside the Moon Knight comics, like the slow progression of this, up to the point where right now he doesn't know what the real personality is, what the dominant personality is.
Right.
Mhm.
Yeah,
And
see,
then,
like,
I'm sorry to interrupt. Like, he's Jake Lockley just as much as he is Mark Spector, just as much as he is Stephen Grant, just as much as he is Moon Knight. Like, they all share equal screen time, so to him, it's just like he's switching between them all. Like he loses himself.
Imagine if he goes to a therapist one day, if he just starts going to therapy. Like,
I think the therapist is going to start having issues.
no, imagine, like, if it's a really good therapist, though, and that actually helps him with this. Like, what would happen?
Yeah,
you
wouldn't
just
sell any
stop reading
books.
Moon Knight? Just like, yeah, oh, hey, that guy's not good anymore. We're all one person now, and we don't feel like being Moon Knight.
Moon Knight is one character that I think personally belongs an either indie title or a DC title more than he does like a Marvel title. He just does not fit in the Marvel universe.
When I first
Well, that's
heard
why I
about
like
him, I thought he was DC. Or like
Exactly.
an
Because
Image.
he has that DC feel. Exactly, Image. Or Dark Horse or something like that.
Well, yeah, I mean, if he was in one of those, he would definitely be a lot darker and grittier. I mean, it would probably be more along the lines of the Punisher than it would be. He definitely wouldn't be a Batman figure, I think, at that point. I think he'd be very different.
I mean, like, to be honest, one of my dream team-ups would be Spawn and Moon Knight.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be
I would
awesome.
love to see that. Exactly. Because, I mean, like, and the thing about Moon Knight is that he lurks in the shadows and all that, but he's dressed in a bright white cape and outfit.
Yeah.
And while, like,
Mm-hmm.
Spawn is black and red.
Exactly. Spawn is just like the devil's advocate, black and red. And, I mean, they're both the spirits of vengeance for different gods.
Right. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And
that
then,
would
like-
be an interesting mix right there.
And I feel like, no offense to anybody who likes the Punisher, and I love the Punisher myself, I think he belongs in the MCU more than the Punisher does. Like, can you imagine him in the Defenders TV series?
Wait,
I think it-
Spawn?
No, not Spawn. No, Moon Knight.
I think it would be interesting.
Would it not? I mean, like, because the Marvel Cinematic Universe doesn't really tackle those. The TV shows tackle all the dark truths about nature, like in the Netflix series talking about child trafficking and all
Yeah,
that.
but a Moon Knight show would literally just be Arrow. Because just how Arrow is supposed to be Batman, essentially,
No,
it'd be
it wouldn't.
really similar.
I
Okay.
think if anything, they probably put him in like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. or something like that. Maybe.
If anything, they would probably be trying to get him help if they ever put him into something that. And if they ever put him in the MCU, someone would be trying to get that guy help.
Okay, I'm gonna show you guys a premise for a Moon Knight show. Are you guys will tell me whether or not you will greenlight it. Okay, so this is gonna take place after we are introduced to Quinlan and Iron Fist and all that. And Moon Knight, Mark Spector, goes to the ancient ruins. He becomes Moon Knight. Blah blah blah, and he comes back, where he joins the Defenders, and he's having a great time with that. His best friend is Iron Fist. But slowly throughout the series, he starts to progress into insanity, and his personality disorder just starts to raise to the point where all his friends and his teammates are like, "Hey, you need some help, man. Like, who am I talking to right now?" And the different personalities could act as different characters too, where they have like different relationships. Like, so the club bouncer, Stephen Grant, he could be like best friends with Daredevil. And then the taxi driver could, like, drive around Kingpin or something like that.
That sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, like, at the end of the series, it's just them trying to get Moon Knight help.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
Would you
That would
guys
be-
greenlight that show?
I'd
be
watch
It's
it.
Netflix original, so it's bloody as hell, too.
You sold me there. I'm done. That's it. I'm in.
If I gotta see people get the living, like, everything beat out of them and then just, like, left a big bloody mess of broken bones, I'm happy.
But you know, Alec, you brought up a very interesting point about how the Marvel movies don't really deal with the darker side of life as comparative to the TV shows.
Well,
And
because
I-
the Marvel movies are just like they explained it in the Daredevil show. Like, they're in their big tower pretending to be gods, only seeing the sky.
Right.
When around it's all dark and grimy.
The Netflix series are the ground level. Like, what is the aftermath, the fallout from these heroes?
Yeah,
and their
what do real
actions?
people feel about this?
Yeah, so I definitely think Moon Knight, if they were gonna put him in the MCU, would have to be at the street level stuff. I mean, not only does his Moon Knight character, fit better there, but just that, the whole, dissociative personality deal. That's a much darker thing to go through than what, like Tony's little anxiety about going through the wormhole. Yeah,
I'm so
like that was
scared.
like, that was as much as they covered of that, that kind of a thing. This is obviously much more serious, and I think it would make for better drama. Personally, I mean, I would like to see that. It'll never
Exactly.
happen, but it'd be interesting.
Mm-hmm. How about you, Josh? You haven't spoken. Would you greenlight my show?
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool.
What? Wait, whoa. What?
See,
Did you just say something that I said sounds cool?
the thing is, we were in like we agree on a lot of things. We just agree on them a little bit differently.
See, I disagree on that.
And point proven.
Okay, so Marvel, I know you're listening out there. I know you guys watch our show all the time. So,
I get emails from Kevin Feige just all day long. Guy just will not leave me
Feige
alone.
man.
He's like, hey, I need some ideas.
All right,
Throw some at me.
Feige, Whedon, James Gunn, if you want to direct this movie.
Whedon's not important anymore. Whedon's not important anymore.
What? Whedon is like the godfather of...
Yeah, but he's
has
gone.
no say in it anymore, so
Yeah.
he's not important anymore.
Hey. He still has connections. Why you gotta be
You
mean
want
to
to talk
Whedon?
about you want to talk about Jed Whedon? We can talk about him because he still does Agents of Shield. Joss don't matter no more.
All right, Feige. Look, man, you didn't like the show. The people have spoken. They want it.
Yes, the majority of us four. Do it now.
It was unanimous.
Well, I mean, what do you guys think in the comments? Go ahead. Would you like a Moon Knight series? And would you do it just like that? Or would you change it up a little bit?
Very interesting concept for sure.
Mm-hmm.
So that is going to wrap this episode up. I'm going to have Alec do what he does best and take us on out of here. Make sure you stay tuned to the channel because we got a lot of great stuff coming out and some good things on the horizon for series and things. So keep on checking back. So Alec, take us away.
Alrighty, guys. How did you like this podcast? If you liked it, go ahead and leave a thumbs up on the video. It helps tremendously. You have no idea. And while you're at it, go ahead and subscribe so you do not miss out on the next one. Before I continue, we have some amazing series coming out, so they're definitely worth a shot. We have too many to name right now. And also, I wanted to add, our next book of the month, for anybody who wants to read it, will be Flash Rebirth. So go ahead and pick it up, and you can discuss it with us if you want. Well, saying that, we're going to bring this video to a close, but go ahead and comment below. What do you guys think of Moon Knight? And what do you guys think about the awkward situations that they put these superheroes in? Do you think that Barbara Gordon makes a good IT girl? I didn't think so. Well, thank you for listening to the MetaComix Podcast.
And that's us signing out.
Oh, yeah, Squirrel Girl.